Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Oh my God. Fuck it, I'm keeping it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cavecast. I am your host, Kyle, and as always, I am joined by Brutus, the man. And tonight...
There's still a cat down here.
Oh, yeah. Piper likes to piss upstairs, so...
It threw me off for a second.
Yeah, she gets to chill down here with the boys, and if she don't behave, she gets herself a water bottle. So, no. Tonight on the Cavecast, we are going to be talking about the most expensive dishes. Most ridiculous things on this planet. Now, I have seen a YouTuber eat a ginormous golden steak. It had gold flake on the
golden steak.
It was gold flake and perfectly cooked. And I can't remember how much it was, but it was very, very expensive.
Where was it?
It was years ago. I don't know. It was some other time.
Oh.
So, but essentially, like that's the only kind of like exposure to extremely expensive meals and things like that. So tonight we're going to be talking about, in particular, 9 of the different most expensive food in the world that you can see, on multiple continents and all that stuff. So, first one, we're going to just jump right into the batter. Here we go. The world's most expensive taco. Now, the way that this thing looks, for anybody that wants a description or is not sure as to, what to expect with something like this, it literally looks like it has silver flake on the outside, and we're talking like big silver flakes.
Okay.
More importantly here, I'll go ahead and give you a little preview into that. So it is this really interesting looking taco.
Like why? But like why though?
I don't know. The flavors and everything that's in here, I read the first one and I wasn't that impressed.
Okay.
I think that's going to become a common trend whenever you see this, because there's a lot of things like caviar and stuff like that that's very, very expensive, but is not exactly the most tasty thing that you probably get. So, So this one, it says, some people come to Mexico for the amazing and inexpensive street food, and some come from the world's most expensive. And some come for the world's most expensive taco at the Grand. Hope I'm saying this right. Grand Velas Los Cabos, costing, my God, costing $25,000. These are, by the way, in no particular order. That these things could be less than this, or they could be more than this later on. It's kind of unpredictable.
$25,000,
costing $25,000. The taco contains, I'm going to butcher all of these, but langoustine, Kobe beef, beluga caviar, and black truffle brie cheese. And
I don't give a shit what's in it.
And the salsa is extreme, made with dried morita chili peppers, ley 0.925 ultra premium añejo tequila, and Caviar coffee. It is the most expensive. Oh no, I agree. It's stupid as hell. But that is what is in this thing. And it says, of course, you can't pair a $25,000 taco with a Corona, so the restaurant helpfully offers a pairing of white gold and platinum bottle of premium tequila to go with it for a mere $150,000 extra.
Dude,
welcome to the most expensive dishes. Food dishes. Let's be food, not China, like food dishes.
Dude,
yeah, isn't that crazy? $25,000 for the taco, $150,000. I think it said for the bottle of premium tequila. Ridiculous.
I don't care. I don't care what is in that thing. I don't care what kind of farm raised chickens and beef cows and fucking ostriches and
you're gonna hate this list.
Like that.
Oh man.
Let me tell you something about food. Food is only expensive because people make it expensive.
Yes.
Almost 90% of the time. I went to culinary school. I went to a private culinary college. I'm telling you right now, most of the time, food is only expensive because you said it is because you sell it. And or it's it's maybe a little harder to like harvest or like, butcher, not even butcher, but like maybe raise or something like that is where they hike up the prices.
Right.
Because you had to do a little bit more. And I don't know. That's what pisses me off. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna share a quick story.
No, please.
Right down the street where the new Mexican restaurant is.
Yeah.
The old restaurant that was there.
Yes.
One night, it was kind of new still. It was maybe a year old. And I ordered some food. Me and an ex of mine, we were just like, screw it, let's get some food tonight. And I got a sandwich. She got a salad and something else. And the reason why I remember this is I made my order, and it was the burger was...
Hey, bro, you're going to have to move, man.
The burger was like a quarter pound, like, or whatever. Like it was a hefty burger. But the bill came to like $39. And I was like, wait. Like I get home and I was like, what in the fuck? I'm looking at this, I'm looking at what we got, and I'm looking at the burger. And I'm like, no, man. And I didn't take a bite. I didn't even like really touch it, to be honest with you. Took it down and I was like, hey man, I'm going to need my money back for this. I was like, how much is this burger? He was like, oh, it's $14.99. I'm like, for the burger.
Wow.
He's like, yeah. I'm like, nah, man, you got me messed up. Because they didn't have prices like on their menu at that time.
Was it a new place?
It was. That's what I'm saying. It was kind of new.
Huh. That's interesting.
So he's sitting there telling me, he's like, well, this is like, because the burger is made from Angus beef that's been raised in whatever. He said some state, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I was like, dude, I went to school for this. I know what that burger really costs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, don't try to upsell this because you think the word Angus means something like that. I'm like, it's not what you think it is. And so he returned. I mean, he refunded me, and I was kind of a Karen, but like, dude, don't sit there. I didn't get anything else with it. That's what I mean. Like no drink, no fries.
That's worse. Holy
That's
shit.
what I mean.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're going to charge me $15, $16 for a burger.
You can at least rub my feet first or something.
You're a diner, basically. And so that's where I mean, like, when it comes to stuff like this, a $25,000 taco, that is only because they are buying meats or doing the stuff or the tortillas or the peppers or whatever it is with the quote unquote best of the best. All right, it might be the best of the best. But again, the price tag on all that stuff is ridiculous because they say so. So this is going to be a very interesting thing. You're going to have to really wow me other than a fucking taco.
Well, let's go to another generic food.
Oh God.
Pizza.
Okay, you have my attention.
Louis VIII. And I believe it's Louis VIII's very expensive pizza. If you've ever gotten carried away with toppings on the Domino's app and thought at the end, wow, that's a very expensive pizza, you were wrong. An actual very expensive pizza exists, and you can order it from, again, I'm hoping that I'm not going to butcher this, Renato Viola, a master pizza chef in Italy, for $9,710. I remember this one. Stick it out. You don't have to eat your pizza at the restaurant with commoners or wait for the delivery person to show up, as the very expensive pizza will be cooked for you at your house as long as you live or are staying in Italy. And don't bother trying to order a large pizza. For nearly 10 grand, as it says, you will get a 7-point inch pie, or wow, I totally didn't want to do that when I read, because I read this earlier. I'm like, I'm not going to screw that up, and I did. 7.8 inch pie. To justify the price, the pizza is topped with expensive seafood, which is lobster, caviar, prawns, and more, and served with rare cognac and champagne. And it's prepared for you at your home for you. So I would see like a celebrity, like, it's like he would probably be like, I paid this guy to, however much, to come here to this, party, and, all the movie stars are here and stuff. I don't know. Like, I think it's feasible, but
I guess to me, that's still a little expensive. Again, I get the toppings, the presentation, it's at your home. It's this, it's that. That does get expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now that's what I mean. If you're going to charge me a ridiculous amount of money for a food, it better be more than just a single item.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like that taco. Now, what one could say a pizza is one item, but even though it's 7.8 inch pizza,
mm-hmm.
it's still bigger than a taco.
Yeah.
And they come to you.
That is actually something that I did not expect to hear on this list. So that's, it's really wild.
So that being said, I still think 9,000 and some change is still expensive. I can't believe I'm saying this, but if they would have been like, 4,000 or 5,000, I would be like, man, that's probably kind of acceptable.
I mean, you're getting an authentic pizza made for you in Italy,
right?
In your own home,
right?
With insanely good alcohol to drink with.
Yes.
It. So it's like, that's
where I mean, like, that is actually borderline okay.
Well, let's go ahead and see what you think about this next one. Again, hoping I don't butcher any of this. The Golden Opulence Sundae.
Like a dessert dish.
Yes.
Okay.
It says Serendipity 3 draws tons of tourists eager to its famous frozen hot chocolate, which is a measly $12.95 at the restaurant that's been featured on many movies and television shows, including Gossip Girl and Serendipity. Now, you can wait in line and drop $1,000 if you're in the mood for the Golden Opulence Sundae. If 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream topped with 23-karat gold leaf and caviar doesn't sound filling enough, you can make a meal out of some of the world's most expensive foods at Serendipity, starting with the quintessential grilled cheese sandwich for an appetizer, which is $214, and the Le Burger Extravagant, which is $295 for your main course. So that was kind of a little extra that was in that one. But the sundae itself is $1,000, and it honestly looks like an arranged edible that you can't eat. Like that's kind of like how it looks. It looks too expensive.
I've actually seen that on kind of one of those world's most expensive things.
Oh, like the 2 Chainz thing?
Kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
But before that was a thing. This was like on the actual food channel.
Right.
But I saw somebody eat that, and they did say, while it was really good, like, I'm pretty sure it's like the ice cream is like handmade and like all of this stuff. Like, again, that is borderline acceptable to me. Maybe a bigger portion other than that. I remember seeing that, and I was just like, okay, if it was slightly bigger to where, me and a significant other, or, you and Christy could, share it basically.
Right.
It, again, might have been a little bit more worth it. It just seemed a little plain and of a single serving to be that expensive. But again, that's not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Where they get you and where they put it on, there's that whole gold leaf. Gold leaf is not that expensive.
And I think that's the thing where it's kind of like, this is a really interesting thought. Gold leaf is kind of like slapping Hollister on food and then charging whatever you want for it. Like, so, I mean, I get it. Gordon Ramsay probably would rip us apart if he were to hear us, like, talk about, like, either like, oh, like whatever about the meat or about this or whatever. But
actually,
I don't know.
I honestly think he might agree on a lot of this.
Gordon. if you ever see this,
let me know.
Tell us what you think about this.
Let me know, motherfucker. Had to say
fucking turkey. Listen, anyway,
like, I feel like he might actually agree, because while in the fact of presentation, yes, he is a pretty level-headed guy, obviously, like on how things should be. I could almost guarantee you if he were in charge of that, he would probably lower that cost a little bit, just because he knows the little bit of gold leaf you're putting in there is not $1,000 worth of gold leaf.
No.
Now the caviar, and maybe if you whatever beans you might have had to import to make the vanilla ice cream or whatever, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
But again, if you overcharge something like that, it becomes a turnoff, I think.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a food, I dare say that pretty much any of us can essentially make ourselves or get our hands on the same ingredients and basically make the same thing for way less.
Yeah.
When it becomes that expensive, I think it's a turnoff, no matter how rich you are.
Yeah.
So the people that are buying these, I don't understand, to be honest with you, because it's just, I don't know, $1,000 for an ice cream just is not appealing.
Well, I mean, when you think about, billionaires that are on the planet, and, it's, there's this idea that this is a blip to them. It's like they don't even think about it, so it's like it's weird to the fact that somebody would even charge something over $1,000 for a dish. To me, I feel like $1,000 should be the cap across the world. That's my opinion, but it's the idea that when you think about it, it's like, dude, this is 10 grand, dude. I could pay off all my debt with 10 grand, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that's what you're about to eat right now. Like it's so weird.
I think portion size also has a lot to do with it for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying maybe $600, $700, $800 for the ice cream or something, with it being that small. $1,000, maybe give me not quite double, but close. So,
let's move on to another stereotypical food.
Okay.
This is, I'm hoping I'm saying this right. A lot of strange names for these guys. Is the Fleur Burger, F-L-U-E-R. So Fleur Delacour, like almost like from Goblet of Fire, Fleur.
Okay.
The Fleur Burger 5000. Now the picture makes it look like it's kind of like a Big Mac. So it's got a
La Big Mac.
Yeah, La Big Mac. It's got a Big Mac that's got a the bread piece in the middle.
Okay.
So this is, let's see if it'll go down. There we go. It says you might balk at paying $5,000 for a hamburger, but Fleur's, a restaurant in Mandalay Bay Hotel in Las Vegas. Holy shit, I was there and didn't get to experience it. Sad. No, but
you were gonna drop five racks on a burger?
No, somebody else would. Fleur Burger 5000 is served with a bottle of 1995 Château Petrus 5000 wine, which often sells for that much money anyway. So you can think of the Fleur Burger 5000 as more of a happy meal for rich people who want to eat the world's most expensive food, in which the toy is an expensive bottle of wine. So you're essentially paying for a bottle of wine and getting a burger and a meal for free.
Okay. See, that right there, that I can understand.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That is actually something that, not that I would do it necessarily, but if it was one of those, like you said, if it was like, oh, you're on a game show or you're traveling and like something's in the package with whatever you're doing, like I might do that, because at this, like you're saying, you're basically paying for the bottle of like wine.
Right.
Not the actual burger, and you're getting a gourmet burger at that.
Right.
So I think that's almost justifiable, actually.
Next one. Now, I think that this is just a phrase. I doubt that there's a food that costs this much, but it says, because I'm going into this blind, It says $1 zillion lobster frittata.
$1 zillion.
The $1 zillion lobster frittata at Norma's comes in 2 sizes. Regular with 1 ounce of Sevruga caviar for $200, and the super size with 10 ounces of Sevruga caviar for $2,000. It also comes with a note reading, Norma dares you to expense this. Business breakfast, anyone? we had clients. We had to, yeah. Oh man, that's what's so great about like things like that, where it's just like some companies will do that, where they just look at that and they're like, yeah, we'll get 4.
Go ahead. Yeah.
It's like we'll share it between 8 people, and we'll do it. So
right. See again. Okay, that one's all right.
Not much to say about that one. It's just really good lobster and caviar. This one says
again, that's pretty much right price actually.
Yep. This one says Burko's $1 billion popcorn.
Oh God!
And
what?
it's looking like it's like a caramel corn with a nice again with a gold flake.
Okay. How big would you say it looks like?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
No, all right, I don't want to see how much it is.
Well, I mean, just look at the picture.
Okay.
So they look like normal kernels of popcorn.
I thought you meant it was like it was a ball of popcorn.
No, it looks like every individual kernel is like got that caramelized thing on it with I hope I'm probably making people hungry if they're listening to this, but with looks like it's got seasoning on the outside that is gold flake, so it must do something to it. So it says you may click on Burko's website and drool over their close-up shot of their $1 billion popcorn and think $5 for popcorn isn't bad, before you realize that the price per kernel. Buy in bulk and you can get a discounted 6.5 gallon tin for just $2,500.
6.5 gallon tin?
Yep, 6.5 gallon tin for $2,500. So $5 per kernel.
That's a pretty big tin.
Yeah. It makes me wonder how good it really is. That's the one thing I've always been very, very exposed to with that, is that if you get something expensive, it won't necessarily taste good. And to me, and that's what's so odd.
Give me 1 second. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
As far as like price per like cost or taste. So I'm sitting there thinking like a 5 gallon bucket, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 6.5 gallon. A thing of popcorn for $2,500, and it's that. That's actually probably okay. I don't know that I would spend $2,500, but now, so going to your, or was there more to that?
I just realized it's got all the ingredients too.
Okay,
then
let's hear.
Coated with organic sugar, Vermont butter, and Nielsen Macy bourbon vanilla, the popcorn is topped off with a sprinkle of the world's most expensive salt. So it's probably a little better than movie theater popcorn. So it's got that good sweet and salty kind of thing going on.
So then again, you know what? I don't know that I would just drop 25 hundo on but 6.5 gallons of it.
It's not bad.
That's actually not bad. I don't feel
compared to a taco that's 25 grand. It's amazing,
dude. Fuck that. So real quick, one of the things I found out when I was going to school in Pittsburgh was we had a wine and spirits class, and the teacher was like, me and my roommate, my buddy Matt, we were like, okay, well, hey man, we have like, it was like $95 or something we're going to, one, we want to drink this weekend, but two, we want to, try some stuff. And we're like, how many bottles of wine do you think we could get? Like, and what should we look for? And she just kind of laughed and shook her head. And she's like, guys, what people always misunderstand is that you don't need to spend more than like $10 to like $18 for a bottle of wine for it to be a good quality wine.
that is something that we have found very much in
So,
the past like couple years.
we were
And
like,
it's
what?
fantastic.
We're looking to drop like 20, 40, $60 for, you know, a couple bottles of wine and only get 2, maybe 3. She's like, guys, you guys will be set for a while. I'm like, you think so? But no, so that was interesting. We, you know, again, we're thinking in our minds, you know, it's like, oh, Cristal and Dawn and, you know, all this stuff, like that's what you have to buy to be, you know, for it to be like a quote, a good wine or a good champagne. You don't.
No.
You don't have to. So again, that's why I'm almost in the point of saying like this whole food industry and how much things cost. It's because they say so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously there's people out there that are going just for nothing but a cash grab. I mean, like you have that.
Yeah.
You know? But I love it when art, especially in food, obviously, you know, I'm a foodie. So, you know,
Yes.
if there's anything that, you know, can be done on the more expensive side, it's still just as impressive to me whenever I see somebody that does it for cheap. I remember a good friend of mine back in the day used to say that growing up, his family didn't have much. And he said, I remember that on payday, every Friday, he's like, my mom would go out to the local grocery store and she would find these really big sheet pizzas that were like $6. It was like these like really crappy pizzas or whatever that just like the cheese wasn't that good and just all that stuff. And what she did was that I think she either did one or two things. She either stripped it and used the dough and saved a lot of money and seasoned it and buttered it the way that she wanted it, or they just added all the toppings and stuff that they wanted on top of all that. And he said, dude, he's like, I've never had a better pizza. He's like, she found a way to do something really, really amazing with this. And he said, we actually called them crappy pizzas and we would get excited about it.
You know, mom would do stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, not necessarily just because like we didn't have like money or something, like, you know, mom and I struggled for a little while and then your dad came around and, you know, so like that obviously helped, but so it wasn't always just necessarily because of like quote money issues, but it was the fact of she's like, yeah, why would I pay $15 for the other pizza when I can spend $6 and buy other ingredients for another $2 and add what I want.
Right.
And that's also kind of where obviously you would figure it out later in life, but like at a younger age, like, oh, you can like add stuff like to other things like that, not just stuff you make.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like it like clicked. I was probably like 6 or 7. I'm like, oh, you can like, you can add more pepperoni that you bought.
Not everything has to be set to a strict set of rules. That's like, this is what you eat.
So
this is your food. Do it.
That's actually pretty cool because, you know, that was something that I kind of remember too, not necessarily just with pizzas, but just in general, mom would do things like that. So yeah, fucking do it, man.
Yeah, it's such a cool thing. And that was the same friend that, so I mean, we're on the topic of food. He was the same friend that we would pitch in. I want to say it was something like $20 each. It was like usually about 3 or 4 of us. And we would get the chicken, the steaks, the burgers, and all that. So we had about $80 to work with. And it was like, so we'd be like, well, we're just going to get a bunch of meats. We're going to get a bunch of sides. And he had this really awesome back deck. It's one of my favorite memories, dude. It was so cool. He had a fire pit down in the lower portion of the yard, and we spent so many summer nights just throwing money together and just being like, dude, like, because he was the grill guy. Like, he was the one. He actually I think he went to school for it too, and he worked a couple of jobs and stuff as like a chef and everything. And like, so like, he loved baking. He loved cooking. He loved deep frying. He loved doing. ice cream, like he loved it all.
Yeah.
He was a self-admitted fat kid when he was younger, and he swears that he just got taller and just never changed. So, but no, he just, it was so cool, man. Like we would put together so much, like, this money that, at that point, it was like, oh, like whatever, we didn't care, like, cause, I was still living at home, and so was the other friend and everything. So it was kind of like, oh, that's, it's no big deal.
Not only that, I mean, if you were going to go out and get dinner that night with everybody anyways, y'all were going to spend $15-20 to begin with.
True.
Per food, like, or per plate. So you guys got to have the actual experience. Like, yeah, you get to sit around and talk there too, but you're in your own environment.
Dude, we would just sit on the back deck, drink beers, chain smoke cigarettes, and just talk and just it was.
So that's what I mean. Yeah. Like that's actually probably a better night than, you're going to spend the same amount of money, but that's actually, I think, better.
What was so amazing was that he, I think he called us individually and told us about this new thing he got. He was so excited, and he was like, dude, I bought a burger stuffer. And I said, you're kidding. And he went, no, dude, I tested it out yesterday. I did cheese and bacon and sausage in the middle. And I said, really? And he went, best fucking thing I've ever eaten in my life.
Yeah.
He's like, it was delicious. And I said, oh my God. I'm like, that's crazy. He's like, if you guys bring cheese and bacon tomorrow, he's like, we will make all of it, and we will stuff these burgers, and we're going to make, I think that night, we did in fact get Angus beef with some really good high quality bacon, and we just mixed it up with some like random cheeses that we wanted. So,
did you spend $79 for one burger?
I did not.
See? Exactly.
See, yeah. It was fun, man. Like it was
fucking
cool.
Assholes. It
was cool just to see that, but it harkens back to that, like we never grew up in a situation where we went to steakhouses every couple of weeks or whatever. Like it was just like, no. We splurged on stuff at home.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like you guys did it that way. And again, like you just stated, I know that there's some more ingredients involved in some of these, but you bought the high quality bacon. Mm-hmm. You bought the Angus. I mean, I know we don't have like Italian butcher shops around here for that stuff, but again, it didn't cost you that much money to do it.
No. And I'm just, I don't know. There's some people that think that you have to just, to eat good, you have to eat expensive. And that's
you
not,
don't.
It's completely not the truth.
You do not.
But this next one is called Black Diamond Ice Cream. Black Diamond. No, okay. God. If you get angry when you see pints of ice cream at Whole Foods for $10, you're not going to like the Black Diamond ice cream.
Okay, let me guess. How many scoops does it give you scoop?
Okay, wow. I'm not even, this is legit what this says, and it's not the reveal. This is the lingo. The Black Diamond ice cream scooped up at Scoopy in Dubai. This sundae cost $816 and is made with vanilla bean ice cream from Madagascar, saffron, black truffles, and 23 karat gold flakes and powder. On the bright side, instead of being left with an empty cardboard carton when you finish this ice cream, you'll get to take home the golden handmade bowl and silver spoon that the sundae is served in. That makes sense. That's a hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I was flexing, because they got a picture of it.
Could you imagine being that guy? Like when you invite your friends over and you're just like,
check out my bowl and spoon, bro.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Ice cream from Dubai. I cleaned the bowl. Like it was delicious. Like it was, I ate the whole damn thing.
Yeah, no, I mean I would too, but I would eat every fucking thing out of that.
Oh my.
Everything.
And I would probably get two. That way I can put them on the edges of my entertainment center and just drill them in there and keep them there. I don't give a shit. No, this says the Guinness World Record 24K pizza. Fortunately for late night partiers in New York City, the Guinness World Record 24K pizza is not something you can order as a drunken snack. Sad. You'll need to request it from the industry kitchen at least 48 hours in advance. That will give the kitchen time to prepare your pizza with Stilton cheese, foie gras, platinum Osetra caviar, truffle, and 24K gold leaves. This pizza will cost you $2,000, but if that's not simply not enough But if that's simply not enough fish eggs for you, you can add on 1.5 ounces of Alma's caviar for an extra $700.
How big's the pizza?
Okay. How much? What did they say it was? They said it was $2,000.
No. How big?
I know. I'm just trying to just get the idea of how much it is compared to that. That is a $2,000 pizza.
That is a like normal, like probably medium or large size pizza.
That actually looks a lot like a pizza place that will remain nameless because I don't like dragging anybody's food through the mud. But there's one pizza place that I will never order from.
Is it around here?
Yes, it is from around here. It's not one of the common ones. I believe it's either a self-owned or it's a smaller chain. Their pizza is very overpriced, and the size that you get out of it is ridiculous. So this kind of pisses me off.
Is it the ripoff of Papa John's? The other one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought you were talking about the one by the police station.
You mean Grandma Betty's? No, it's not that one.
Jeez. I'm trying to think of all the pizza places around here.
I will tell you after because you'll understand when I tell you.
Man.
I'm
There's
not,
like 48 of them.
I'm not gonna. I ain't throwing shade. This last one is the 777 burger. If you want
this one,
this is the first time I've heard it, so I'm curious to see what this entails. It says, if you won big in Vegas but still want some classic American comfort food, head to Caesar's Burger Brasserie. For the 777 burger is a $777 concoction made with Kobe beef and Maine lobster topped with pancetta, goat cheese, foie gras, arugula, and 100-year-old aged balsamic. It's served with a bottle of Rose Dom Perignon. Rose Dom, am I saying that right correctly?
Perignon, yeah.
Perignon, yeah. Champagne to help you celebrate. So, as you can tell, I'm not good at other languages.
That's okay. If I'm in Vegas, $700 for that, I would do that.
Yeah,
I actually would probably do that. To be 100% honest with you, for what you read as far as ingredients and the champagne and everything with it, like that is drink alone is probably close to that amount of money.
Oh, without a doubt.
So
the Instagram thing I had was gave me the error 404, so I couldn't find it. So I was trying to find the 777 burger.
But so like they sell Don at.
So I guess so for anybody that's listening or that's obviously watching, you guys can't see the screen. It almost looks like that's bacon wrapped lobster or something, but I
can't tell if it's bacon wrapped or if that's just how it's cooked.
Yeah, it's either way. It looks delicious.
That looks delicious, and you get the entire bottle. So that's what I'm saying is that a bottle of Don, no matter how, like they sell it at Giant Eagle.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They sell, but it's behind like plexiglass, and there's like you can buy Cristal and like all that stuff at Giant Eagle. There's two different Dons there. There's a couple of different Cristals usually, and they do vary in price. So again, depending on the age, they go like, I think the cheapest one there is like $350.
Mm-hmm.
So again, $777 for that, and like again the entire bottle and the food. That's worth it.
Yeah,
that's actually worth it. You got to really want to drink that, and to like spend that kind of money.
Here's what I've always
But that burger is probably fucking bomb.
I've never had a burger with lobster on it. Like I would that literally sounds like one of the most amazing things ever. Now I know that I would never be able to prepare it on my own because like there's some things you can be like I can do what I can.
No, so that again, yes, you're right. That is something I would have be like, nah, man, cook that.
Yeah, seafood is a thing that I try to always rely on somebody that's more professional than me.
Oh, you don't like to cook seafood?
No, it's not.
Really?
Not one of my favorites. No. It's fish.
It's quick.
Yeah, fish is just it's such a fragile meat that it's like you have to be very, very precise. So
I mean, it can be. It's just seafood. Yeah, seafood is kind of a quick cook for the most part. That is kind of why I like it. If you're yelling at Thor, now I'm doing it. He was doing it for like 15 minutes though before we were trying to record. No, like if you have like shrimp or a fish or even lobster, like even if it's frozen, say it's not like fresh like that, like even if it's frozen, you can have it cooked and done in 15 minutes usually.
That's mind-boggling to me.
That's where it's like you can have that kind of like quote high-end taste because when I think when people think seafood, they think high-end. Like they think expensive, they think exotic or whatever. Isn't that weird?
Well, it's the funny thing is, I mean, I've told this story on YouTube already before, but I mean, I'm not going to tell the whole thing, but it's essentially it was when I'm such a dick. It was when I went to New York with Luke and his parents, and we went to Ruby Tuesdays and didn't know they all got salad bar, and I got the surf and turf. Was such a dick move, dude. I would have kicked my ass if I would have known that. Because it was the fact that they were trying to save money, and I didn't know that because all I was told was get whatever you want, and I was like, oh, okay, well, hey, I'll take the surf and and all the rest of them got salad bar. But it was one of those things where it's like that's always what I look back to when I think about seafood is that like it was lobster tail, like it was delicious.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you were told get whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't know. It was I have always looked back at that and I'm always like, God, I was such a dick. Like it's like because it was just like I always try to tell people whenever like I take them out to eat where it's like you can get whatever you want. Just don't get like the highest end, like, thing. Like you all take, 2 bottles of wine, 3 dishes.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, no, like, dude, like be respectful.
I get it. And I honestly, I do that anyways. Like I look for one of the lower cost or like maybe the one step up. Like I don't want to say I hate it, but like I hate it when like Ashley's mom will like take us out to eat. And, it's not like we go to like high end, like 5-star restaurants, but we don't just like go to McDonald's.
No.
So when we go and she's like, oh, Eric, great. Because normally Ashley will volunteer to drive at that point. Like me and her mom can like quote drink if we go to like a Mexican restaurant or something.
Right.
And she's like, get whatever you want, and Eric, get, I like this drink or whatever. And I'm like, oh man, like I know how much drinks cost. Like, and I know how much, I'm staring at this stuff and I always try to just be like, all right, I'll take like the fajitas and because I like those.
Yeah. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Or something like that because I don't want to be like, yeah, give me the double-decker burrito with the, or whatever. So I get it. I mean, it's, you want to be respectful in the fact of like somebody's like, okay, yeah, I'm offering to pay for your food. It's implied, get whatever you want usually, but don't get whatever you want.
It's like I said, get whatever you want, just don't be a dick.
Yeah,
that's how I've always expressed it whenever I've taken friends out or if like whatever. But
and that's where like you'll say something like hey, we're getting Bob Evans or something. And I'm always like, well, I know biscuits and gravy can't be that expensive. Like, and
No.
I love biscuits and gravy.
Dude, we will throw down on biscuits and gravy.
You know,
That's one of my favorite things we'll do on Saturday mornings when, like, if it's just the two of us here, like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'll just be like, I'm like, hey, biscuits and gravy, and she's like, yeah, without a doubt.
Or like when you're like, hey, I'm getting Burger King or something. What do you want? I'm like, what? Not picky. Get whatever you're getting, man. Get two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's I don't know. What's the most expensive thing you've ever ate? And I'm trying to think of mine. Like, honestly,
I don't know. You really can't go wrong with like steak dinners. I mean, obviously, I've been on many business trips, before the corona, and it's I think I know.
okay.
I had to dig through my memory because it's been so long since I've been out of the state or done anything.
Yeah.
There was once a time that we went to a very, very good Italian restaurant. Like, amazing. It was serve yourself Italian restaurant. As in, they bring all the dishes to you like it's a family meal, and everybody passes everything around and everybody takes their section. And I remember the lasagna. You grab the ladle.
Mm-hmm.
And it just pierces and just comes out like a gelatin soup. And you put it on your plate. I thought it was gross the first time I saw it, and I looked down and I'm like, this is dumb. I'm not gonna eat this. That was my first thought.
You had no idea.
And then I ate it, and then I understood.
Right.
Now there was tons of things. We had the legit Italian lager that they had available. We did a lot of cool stuff with that. But I mean, there was everything from spaghetti. There was mini pizzas that they brought out that we all shared. Like, it was really, really wild. Now I'm not going to reveal the price of each thing as far as for each person, because it was a pay before you go. You pay for each person that's at the table. And I think that, in our department because everybody in our company does this, like whenever we go to places and stuff, is that every department goes out to dinner at some place that's really nice. And I was told how much each person's ticket was. And I said, are you kidding me? And my boss was like, nope. He's like, this is where we're going.
Nice.
He's like, what? That's one thing about that I've had a very good fortune of having very, very good bosses and working for very like excellent companies and stuff. Like, they take care of us. They do a very, very good job of that. And so I would say that was definitely
the most expensive,
probably one of the most expensive things that I've ever got to experience. Because it wasn't one individual dish or anything to that effect. It was, an entire dinner. It was an experience. It was, everybody around us was speaking Italian, and it was this hole in the wall place that was like underneath of like one of the, like, I don't know. I don't want to say one of the rides, but like, you're in Florida and it's in, Orlando, like where all of the strip malls and stuff are, and then you walk down these really weird, awkward, small stone steps that kind of go around,
like it.
And you're now in a cave.
Okay.
And you look around and you're like, what the hell? And there's these almost kind of like what we have going on right now, like this orange hue bulb, like, lanterns and stuff that are going throughout the entire thing. And then you walk in and there's the hostess. And
that's cool.
And it's everything on the inside is completely looks like you're in a cave the whole time. There's also areas that are bricked. There's certain areas that are oil canvas painting, all very, very Italian inspired. Whether or not use your imagination on anything.
Yeah.
You think if there's something about the mob, it's probably there. If there's anything about the original chefs or anything to that effect. I mean, I don't know like everything about Italian culture, but it's like it was so cool to see that it was we literally walked into a different world. And it was just wild. So, and the food was excellent, and the lager was wonderful.
Oh, I'm sure.
I got to sit next to one of my favorite people, and him and I were. He's actually the reason why I have the job that I do. And we're looking at the menu, and I'm like, "What are you thinking, man?" And he's like, "Kind of feeling that, the house lager." He's like, "I'm a Yingling guy." He's like, I think that sounds really good. And I'm like, "Me too." I'm like, "Want to get the same thing?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, sweet." So we did. They came over. I think we both said it at the same time. We're like, "Italian lager." So no, but it was just everything around that situation was cool. There's a guy that we work with in our department that is very successful at what he does, and he's very, very well rounded in the music industry. I got to ask him about Gibson guitars and stuff. Like I got to really like get an in-depth person that did use Gibson for a while and then stopped. So it was like it was a really, really amazing experience. Nothing will ever replicate it. Nothing will be like better or worse. Like it was its own chapter of something I'm never going to forget.
Right.
It was ridiculous.
And a lot of that had to do with the food too.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. In fact, that person I told you about, or I just told you about, he requested if he could have a to-go box, and they said absolutely. And they're like, "Which one do you want?" And he's like, I want the lasagna. And I don't think they let him take the dish home, but it was a significant amount that was left inside of this dish. It was like this big.
What do you mean they didn't let you take the dish home?
Like as in like the actual physical dish. I almost feel like there was a conversation of like, well, you can just take this here. Like it was kind of but I think he eventually did scoop it into like a to-go container or something. But it was just kind of, it was funny. He stuck it in his hotel in his refrigerator, and we were like, "What'd you do with it?" He's like, "I ate that night, dude. He was great."
Yeah, of course.
He's like, "I was sitting in my hotel room." He's like, "I kind of made some room, if you understand me." And he's like, "I was just," I was like, "You know what?
I'm gonna eat that lasagna."
It was delicious. So,
hell yeah.
But yeah, I would say that's definitely probably the most expensive thing I think I've ever done.
Never had anything.
I'll reveal to you what the actual price is, but it was
never had anything that extravagant, man. Like my biggest thing is probably like when we were in Maine, more than anything, as far as like authentic seafood. But see, I almost feel like it's probably cheaper there because it's right there.
Well, what was the restaurant that we went to? That I thought I was taking a lobster home and I wasn't. And but it was that I'm mainly picking out just like the physicality of it, was that like we literally could see the fishermen coming in with all the shrimp and all of the like stuff. Like it was
that's where we took the boat ride too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was I now that you say that, it makes so much sense, because like the fishermen, like they work below in the restaurant. They get their their stock for the day. It's wild.
That's why I said it's probably not as expensive as I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
But like no, I've never really gotten to experience something of that nature as far as like a quote high end, like really expensive meal. But I mean, I've eaten at higher end restaurants where, plates were 40, 50, 60 bucks, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things compared to like what's, been
$25,000 taco.
Yeah, dude, you can.
I'm gonna be salty about that for a little while, but
I'll probably never forget it ever. I'll be pissed about that for the rest of my life.
Can't remember anything about what happened in math class, but let me tell you what.
Fuck that $25,000 taco.
$25,000 taco.
Give a fuck what shavings are on it. But
I never understood why eating gold was ever considered as like something that was great. Where
you're just gonna shit it out.
Yeah, it's you know what's funny? I think I may have said this before. I do remember a commercial. I can't remember the context of the commercial, but all I remember was there was a quick section.
You pissing me off, dude?
There was this quick section that it cut to this guy propped up on like a lazy boy chair wearing a Hugh Hefner like silk red robe. And he was this African-American gentleman, and he was sitting there with a like dapper as hell, with people in the background slamming golden blocks and making more gold for him. And he had this big glass of gold liquid. It looked like really sparkly, disgusting, thick orange juice mixed with ice cream.
Was it a Velveeta Shells and Cheese commercial?
No, it wasn't. It was this random moment, and he's chugging it and going, it's gold. It's like, have you ever wanted to be so rich you could drink gold?
No.
It's terrible for your digestive system. No, don't do that.
That's why I always also say, too, is the fact of like why stuff is so expensive is that all food and water is rented.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
I paid for this drink. I'm going to piss it out in a half hour.
One of my coworkers used to say whenever we go to lunch, his famous phrase was, "All right, let's go make a turd."
Yeah.
Like so.
Yeah.
It's horrible. What does this become?
But that's what I mean is like, you know, I'm not spending $25,000 to dump it out in 8.
No, and I'm sorry, but if you're getting a $25,000 taco, that's something you should be splitting into like 16ths for everybody to experience that's at your table.
Or it better feed 16 motherfuckers.
Well, we know the probability of that is very, very low, and it's kind of unfortunate. But the good news is tomorrow, I already told her what's happening.
Yeah.
We're getting a double, probably extra large cheese pizza tomorrow.
Double extra large cheese pizza?
Yeah. We'll probably just get
like 2 extra larges?
No, as in like a double cheese. Like we're gonna get a pizza with double cheese. You know what I'm saying?
I
one
gotcha.
one cheese is not enough. It's not enough.
Right.
So we're gonna do that with some cheesy bread. And then she requested a salad in the middle, and I said that's perfectly fine.
So you're just getting 2 sets of cheesy bread?
Kinda.
Have them not cut it. That way you can cut it into strips if you want.
I kind of want the pizza experience.
I kind of want the pizza.
Yeah, I really do.
Weirdo.
I really do. And I love the pizza experience, dude. Nothing is good like a good. Nothing compares to a good just triangle slice of just good pizza, man. It's awesome.
I feel you. I feel you, dog.
But that's happening tomorrow. But tonight we're gonna go ahead and bring it to a close. We appreciate every single one of you that has stuck it out to the end. Yeah, but we can at least pretend. My God.
Did you hear that?
My throat farted. I'm sorry. That was out of nowhere. My apologies for my gastral problems. All right.
Yeah,
well, hey.
and for my dog.
Well, hey, everything's okay. We also have a cat that's in heat down here, too. So
no, it's just
shit happens.
We already had to restart, and then it was like right in the middle of like what we were doing again. But he's all right now.
He's okay. Look at him.
Good.
Look at him. He doesn't even look phased.
He doesn't. But no, yeah. So this was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I just, man, it's got to be there for me. Again, some of these I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them no, and it's got to be there for me. You really got to wow me for that, and a couple of those very simple ones actually caught my attention more, which is a little ironic, but
I still say stick with the $1,000 rule, man. That's like I feel like $1,000 is a ridiculous thing for a plate, but I'd get it though, you know. But
right.
Who knows?
So, well, I mean, I guess let's try to in the future, maybe depending on how many what do we call them? Nosies.
Oh, the nosies.
We start getting some more nosies and more likies on our YouTube. Our commentees.
Actually,
maybe we could make our own gold leaf fucking, you know what? And I'll go buy a whole sheet of gold leaf. I'll wrap every single scoop and I'll be like, made it for like $75. Let's eat it.
It's probably not even gonna taste that good. I don't know.
It can't.
It's gold leaf. You're eating metal. I don't know. It's or a type of metal.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But still, yeah. So maybe one day if we get big enough, we can afford to just burn money like that one time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it and I'll show you. We can add up kind of like they do on Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah.
Where they add up the ingredients.
Go through all the ingredients.
So
show what's up.
Yeah.
Could be fun. But nevertheless, though, I have to pee.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead
Turn
and
your
hop off
fucking
here.
phones off and go be a human being for a little bit after this.
Yes, we need to put our phones down and start living life again.
Right.
Chris Porter. He's a wonderful man. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode where we are going to quite literally shove a camel through the eye of a needle. Ta-ta.